to another episode of Heroes Die Show. You're watching the Best Left Buried series. We are on episode 21. I remember today. And y'all are in for quite the doozy of an episode. I'm really excited to talk more about it. But before I do, I want to say a couple things. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody taking the time to watch this. We love making it, and it's really amazing to be able to share it with you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being willing to, kind of hang out as we do some of this stuff. So love to hear from you in chat. Love to hear from you over in Discord, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. And yeah, let me say who I am. I'm Jason. I'm your game master, and I'm kind of putting together all the horrible things that you see in the world. And our players here are our heroes who are trying to make the world a better place. So thank you to them for that. And let's actually meet everybody and hear what they have to say. So on my left, we're going to start with Taya.
Yes, that's me. I'm Taya. I'm playing Essie Pike in our Best Left Buried campaign. But I am not here to talk about Essie. We're going to see her a little bit later on. I'm here to tell you that you should join our Discord. There are so many benefits of joining the Discord and being part of our community. First of all, you get to hang out and talk with us. That's pretty epic. We love to talk to all of our fans. Just outside of the chat and actually the regular sessions. But one of the things that you really don't want to miss out on is the fact that between our sessions, we do have a little channel in our Discord where sometimes things come up, such as, last week we talked about the magic items that we got and how Essie between the scenes identified them. So to know what those are, to get caught up, to make sure that you know what's going on, just make sure that you join our Discord so that you can be a part of that. We also have character art that comes there sometimes. And then I really enjoy our DM discussions where our fans can talk to us, especially Jason, but I think we all have a little bit of experience with DMing, help sometimes with like monsters, situations, talking through that. It's great. It's a lot of fun. So come on down and join our Discord.
Yes, and this time I'm going to remember to introduce myself. I'm Paula, and I play Kit, and I'm here to tell you about our social media. You can find us on all the social media platforms. Our handle is @HeroesDieShow, @HeroesDieShow, pretty much everywhere. And we have a TikTok, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter, we have various other things, Threads, and something else, one of those other Twitter-like things. And you can find little funny clips of us doing stuff, interesting tidbits about the show. And our Twitter is where Josh, who runs it, is down there, puts all of our schedule and everything that we're doing. You can keep up to date with that. So don't miss out on those. Come check us out. We would love to have you.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I'm playing Zagrin Beltune and his flail Lirimnor, and I want to tell you about our Patreon. Never required, but always appreciated if you want to help out. And let me just be clear that the money that we get from our Patreon doesn't go to us. This isn't our get-rich-quick scheme. This is all staying either for hosting costs or within the TTRPG community. We like to support commissioned art, that sort of thing. So help us help other creators by going to patreon.com and check out some of the cool stuff we've made while you're there.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. And I am Mike. I will be playing Soleus. He is a shadow monk. He does cool things. Come on down to our Big Cartel site and, help us out a little bit. If you want some fantastic equipment and, want to represent your favorite role-playing group, such as us, come on down and get yourself a cup. It's a nat 20 every time, baby. We have things like hats and sweaters and keychains. I don't know if we have keychains, but you know what? Come on down to Discord. Tell us you want keychains, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. This is good.
Yeah, awesome. Great job, everybody. Okay, with that, we're going to step away for a quick second. We'll be right back with episode 21, Stay tuned. See y'all in a bit. Oh, wrong one. Hey, Essie.
Ah, old friend, you're here again. So glad you could stop by. Come, sit a while and let's begin. The tale of heroes die. In distant lands are stories made with villains most despised. A tale of magic, strength, and blade, of camaraderie and lies. It's one I know quite well, you see. Perhaps you'll find out why. The legends and the histories remember. Heroes die.
Okay, and we're back. It's not bad news. It's good news. And the good news is we're here with episode 21. So when last we left our heroes, episode 20 was a lot of them kind of learning things, getting a sense of what's going on in this broader world, right? Like, so they're in the town now, in the town of Icehaven, right? They've traveled across Wildmount, and they're dealing with a number of challenges here. So there's still a couple of weeks before their ship is supposed to come in, the ship that will take them up to the Pale Banks and ultimately on their way to Islecross, which is where Essie and Zagrin, each for their own reasons, really want to go. And then Kit and Slayus are kind of following them on their missions. We found that in the town of Icehaven, they have now, due to a mission that Slayus had, they have alerted the Empire and are being actively hunted because Slayus rescued his mentee and the person most like a son to him, Declan Hest. Essie had an experience in that mission where she ran into a woman who offered essentially to protect her family or to avert harm from coming onto her family if she would guide Zagrin to meet them in the dark and spooky woods. At the same time, Kit and Slayus have, as part of their goal to protect themselves from magical intrusions, scrying, the light, other divinations, they went to the Thieves Guild that they found here in town and arranged to try and get some magic items. And what's turned out is they've been given a mission to steal some artifacts from an Imperial warehouse. And they, along with Calamity, are going to do that tonight. At the same time, Essie and Zagrin are heading into the woods, trying to leave town safely and then find the Dusksong sisters and see what is this destiny that they have in store for Zagrin. Does that sound right, everybody? All right, so we begin this episode with our party split up. We have Essie and Zagrin, Kit and Slayus. Now, before we launch into this mission, in between sessions, Kit and Essie, you were able to identify some magic items. Specifically, you had boots that will increase your stealthiness, and you had a magical sword that can warn you of any danger. Have we distributed those, and are we attuned to them if we're using them?
I think for sure Essie would have looked at Kit and Slayus, and then she would have said that these boots would be fine for either one of you. They're going to keep you real quiet, hard to be seen. And the sword, I mean, I don't know if any of us really use too many swords, but it's means that you can't be surprised, and it gives you an edge when you get into combat.
I think maybe you should take that.
Yes.
I don't use swords, though.
I don't either.
I'll look at Zagrin.
I was being sincere when I said I don't know what to do with the blade, and kind of dangles his dagger again. It's away.
Is this a short sword or a... Yeah.
It's a short sword.
Yeah.
I don't have any use for this. I wouldn't be good at it at all. I've never trained with a sword. I mean, I guess we can keep it on our person so that it can maybe warn us of danger, but
That would be
I
all
don't know
right.
what to do with it.
I personally, we know we're going into danger, right, Kit? I think it would be best if the sword was yours. As for the boots, they are nice, but they would be useless for me. I am quite silent as it is. Hard to detect. And they clash with my hat.
Everything clashes with your hat, Slayus. I hate to tell you, be the one to tell you that.
Kit will look at Calamity. Do you need them?
I wouldn't mind being quieter.
Could be good, because I think Silius and I are already quite silent, so since you're coming with us, it could help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. Absolutely. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. As for the sword, I'd feel comfortable if you had it, my lord.
Suppose it couldn't hurt to have on my person.
Being warned of danger is usually my job. And if I'm not going to be with you,
Yes, I'll keep it close.
excellent.
Okay. Okay, and with that, let's begin our missions. Give me just 1 second.
And we'll assume that we spend some time attuning to that before Calamity and I, before we head out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're gonna start. Oh, sorry.
I wasn't going to say anything important, just that my palms are really sweaty right now.
This is the most nervous I've been for one of these adventures. I'm really, really excited. So
And you guys still have your sending stones, right? So we can communicate if we need be.
I have one and Essie has one, correct?
Perfect.
yeah, and just to be clear, I was mistaken last time. Each one of you can send a message one way, right? But it is the one-way communication. You can't get the receipt, right? So
So it's
that make
one
sense?
sending. So like I can send it and you can reply to me, but that's it. Then you cannot send a spell after that.
yeah,
Like-
so each of you can send a message to the other once per day, and it appears in the other person's mind.
It appears
Right.
in the mind, so it's not out loud.
It's not
Yeah.
going to be like, "Hey, the treasure's over here," right? Like
Yeah.
Kit, where
Yeah.
are you?
Over.
that being said, just because Kit sends a message to Essie doesn't mean Essie has to reply right away. Essie can use her reply later. Make sense? Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right, we start. Essie and Zagrin, you begin going to leave town again. How are we going about this? There are guards, checkpoints, and are we leaving after dark or before dark? Remember, darkness falls around 10 at night.
I think we should leave separately. Zagrin's going to just keep up the bug hunter Dalen character. Even have his paperwork that says that he has to check in with him to give to the guard at a checkpoint, but he's going to say, well, I'm not going to stop bug collecting just because you got picked up. That's what I'm doing here. So he's going out to the woods to hunt bugs is his cover story. But I don't think he should be traveling with the famous Essie Pike as he does it.
Probably wise. Yeah, I'll just approach the checkpoint. Probably I'll start heading out. Probably about like 3-4 in the afternoon, or when I guess whenever. But I think it would make more sense to not just be like, it's dark, I'm leaving. We could rendezvous on the other side and take some time getting into the woods.
Okay, so y'all are going to meet in the woods around nightfall outside of town. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with you two meeting in the woods at night.
God damn it.
As darkness falls, you've set up a little campsite. You've got a fire going. You're just kind of chilling. You're not too far into the woods, but you're not out of them entirely. What you noticed on the way out of town was there are still patrols out there. Now there's like a bunch of patrols. You see checkpoints to enter and leave town. You see soldiers going up and down the road in either direction on a semi-regular basis. And you'd have noticed while you're in the woods, you've heard dogs barking and things, as if an active search of the wood is still ongoing. So we join
So are we-
Essie and Zagrin. Oh, I'm sorry.
We're both there by the campfire now. We've met up.
You're both there. You've met up, and darkness is about to fall.
All right, well, it might be easiest if I open the way here for us. I've been there before. She'll just pull out the little bone. Are you sure you want to do this, Zagrin?
Absolutely. Although I have my concerns regarding the intentions of these sisters, I am quite curious. And if they, even the smallest chance that they could help me see what my destiny is, well, it's worth investigating in my book.
Zagrin, she'll pull out a little letter. She'll hand it over to him. And she'll
He really
say,
didn't like that letter.
I know, he's just going, that's weird, where did Zagrin go? She'll pull out a little letter, and she looks probably more serious than you've ever seen her look before. And she's going to hand it over to you. And she's going to say, I don't know what we're going to find in these woods. And if you make it out and I don't, can you make sure this gets to my family?
Zagrin reaches out, takes it. Consider it done, regardless of the outcome, and he'll tuck it away like safe and. But
She'll just like wipe away a tear. It's only if I pass. My parents are Cedric and Elmira Pike. They live in Zadash. I just have a bad feeling about this.
I understand the uneasiness, but rest assured, I believe I'll be returning this to you safe and unsealed by the morning.
Do you have anything, if it goes south on your end, that you'd like me to deliver in your stead?
Although I appreciate the gesture, not only am I confident that we'll be returning safely, but I trust that Soleus can deliver the message to who needs to know. He's someone I trust to inform, and I don't want you to have to try to cross over into my side of the woods, so to speak. Easier said than done.
Not the first time I've been to the Dynasty. Probably won't be the last. But, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And then she will take out the bone and look more apprehensive than she's ever looked before. And she's knowing that it guides her through the woods. She's just going to start walking in the direction that she would assume the grove was in, and just hold the bone in her hand.
Yeah, absolutely. So you begin moving, and like you don't feel anything in this part of the woods. So you're in kind of that Black Forest style woods. You've got big pine, you've got rocks, moss, thick carpets of leaves and pine needles. But you start going and you don't feel anything as you do it, but you continue to navigate deeper and deeper into the woods. Either of you, who's got anything that can help with navigation or making your way through the woods quietly?
I am really good at making maps. So I'm really good at knowing locations from that. Otherwise, I don't have much for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the woods is a little bit out of both of our elements here.
Okay, great.
From a theoretical standpoint, Essie should be good at it, but, you know.
Okay. All right, one of you give me a survival check, please.
No, I can do it. I can do it. Also, pet guarantee of excellence. Use my lucky dice. Okay. 21. My two lucky dice. My D4 and my D20 now. They've become.
Yeah, great. Great. You begin moving deeper and deeper into the woods. Night falls on you, and again, like both Selaeus and Kit saw in their time, you see this. You've come upon a rise, and down below you is this kind of swampy valley, and you can see 3 large bonfires burning down there in the valley. And with that, we're actually going to cut away over to Kit and Selaeus. So think about what we're doing. Use this time to reflect on your life choices. Okay, so Kit and Selaeus and Calamity. So Calamity is loving her new boots. She's like, oh man, this is so cool. And she keeps like walking and like being really quiet as she like steps around. So she walks on gravel. She's like, listen. She walks on gravel and it doesn't make any noise. Like this is the best. I can't believe I've never gotten so nice a gift. I've never gotten so nice a gift. This is incredible.
Yeah, Selaeus would basically he would look like a halfling, male halfling, but in tweed.
Nice.
So very like fitting in with everybody.
Oh my god, the tweed grows.
Good matching. I love
they
this
gotta
look.
match.
It looks really nice.
Oh, you like it? Yeah. It's a three-piece number. I saw you wearing it. I thought I'd look good on me.
It does look good. It does. Should we?
Take inspiration right now. I'm sorry.
I think they wouldn't be looking for a couple of halflings, eh?
Should we head out early and maybe stake out the place a bit?
Aye, let's find a place to look from. Just watch and see what we see. There should be much less action going on there with all the checkpoints and whatnot.
I hope so.
So you are headed down to the docks. So you're supposed to find the harbor master's office down by the docks, and then an alleyway down there where you're gonna meet Ash.
Yep, just want to like go down there and kind of. Kit would just feel more comfortable if she was there pretty early and had a good vantage point to just kind of check out what's going on, see who's approaching, make sure that there's not like a trap set for them, those kinds of things.
Yeah, like a couple of hoodlums sitting there by the pier, you know, smoking,
Yeah. Eating a fish pie.
eating your fish pie, chewing on some grass. As
Don't forget
hoodlums
about
do.
Calamity.
In Calamity. Stomping around in puddles. You can't
Or
hear
not.
it. Or not. yeah.
Exactly. She's our child.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So as you get down to the docks, you get to the spot, and you manage to make it there early. You wait until full nightfall, and then with full nightfall, you see a group of figures begin moving up. 2 come in the far side of the alley, 2 come in the near side, and looking around with y'all hiding, right? Assuming that you've taken spots to hide.
When
You
the
can
sun goes
see-
down, yeah.
Say again.
Well, like when the sun goes down, like
Yeah,
during the day,
right.
we're like inconspicuous. During the night, we're gonna
Yeah, you go
be a
and
little
hide.
hidden.
Yeah, great. You see them walk in, and you can hear Ash talking. Like, Yeah, all right. Everybody keep watch. All right. Need these we need these folks to show up, do their thing. If we don't hear from them, Nikolai said I got the go ahead to go fucking get them. So, we'll see what happens.
I'm just confirming Ash is the guy that
Thank you,
smells
dwarf.
like ash.
He's the wretched dwarf, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just look at Soleus and let's go.
Yeah. You won't be gutting no one.
You step out of the shadows in the this group. So you've got 2 dwarves, a human, and an orc. They look over at you, like they all look around, very surprised to see you there. Ash goes, "Wow, well, good to see you all again. Who's this?"
I'm who you met before. I'm in disguise.
Huh. That's pretty impressive. I won't lie.
These are my friends here to do the job.
All right. Well, so here's the deal, okay? I'm gonna take you to a warehouse. I got some guards. Yeah, I give them a little bit, and they're gonna let us through the checkpoint into the Imperial District. So when we're in there, nobody can know we were there. You understand? You can't raise an alarm, or we can't get out the way we came in. I got an arrangement with some of the guards. See, I bring in folk, do a little entertaining for the soldiers. You know what I'm saying? And so, y'all are coming in. Well, y'all are entertainers. Catch me? And then we leave. We leave while it's still dark. But if alarms go off, it doesn't go down so smooth. Get it?
Yeah. What kind of entertainers?
You know, entertainers. Keep lonely soldiers company. You get what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. You're not meeting any of the soldiers, okay? You're going and robbing the place. But no alarms. You get me?
I do, but it would be nice to have a few more details about the job.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. So, here's the deal. You go in there. I don't care what happens to the guards as long as they don't make any noise. You get what I'm saying? We got a warehouse over by the docks. Big. 2-story deal. Okay? They got a main door and they got a door out to the water. Right? Loading bay there. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go inside. It's full of stuff. Full of crates, full of boxes, all that. You're to go in. In there, they got a smaller cage. Okay, a little closed-in room where they keep the really valuable stuff. Just clear it out. Take everything worth grabbing. Everything worth grabbing, but according to Nikolai's guy, there's a box that contains the things that have just been sorted. They don't know everything about what they are, but that's the just sorted stuff. You take everything in there for sure. Clean anything that looks valuable in that cage. You get me? What you need's gonna be in there. You said what you need looks like a ball, but it's made of black rock and it looks weird. He said it's real cold too.
All right, and is it just us 3 going in there?
Yeah, I'll keep some of my guys in the district in case we need help when time comes. But ain't much we can do. And I gotta pay the guards on the way out. If an alarm goes off, it's every man for himself. You understand? And you meet me back at the hideout. You remember. Meet me back in the hideout right after this with the stuff. You double-cross me, or you double-cross Nikolai, it's over for you in this town. Understand?
I do. I have no intention of double-crossing anyone. Just
You
like
do this
to know.
right?
Just gonna say, I'd just like to know who's gonna be there. I'd like to keep track of everyone that's with me, so just...
Me and
It's
the
just-
boys here. We'll be in the district.
But you won't be going in to the
We'll
warehouse
be going in the
with us?
warehouse. No.
Okay. So we'll meet you back at the hideout then.
No. Come out. No alarms go off. Everything's good. We're going to walk out together. All of us.
Okay.
Alarms go off. You meet us back at the hideout. You double cross Nikolai or you fail, it's trouble. But you do this, you're made. You understand? Nikolai takes care of his people.
Right. So,
Go ahead.
tell me more about this alarm. What is it?
Well, I'm saying, any alarm goes off, we start getting chased. It's trouble.
All right.
They're, if the Imperials are all sorted, they're not going to let us through the gates. They're arresting everybody ain't supposed to be in that district.
All right. So no alarm, no hassle. We walk out the front door.
Right.
Everything's gravy.
Seems simple enough, as long as there's no surprises at the warehouse that we're not being told about.
Well, I don't know. I ain't never been in there. I just know from Nikolai's guy. Warehouse. Expect guards. Guards outside, guards inside. If you kill them quiet.
We always do.
All right. Last bit. Okay. Not a lot of people know this. A couple places by the docks. You can get in. You can get into the old sewers. If you need to, it's not a bad way to get out if everything goes to hell.
Okay.
I've had my experience with old sewers, so if it's like other cities, it could be a good way to traverse without being seen.
Well, if everything goes to hell, I think that's the way I'm getting out.
All right.
In fact, how about this? I'll show you where I'm gonna bolt to if everything goes south.
Good plan.
I'll wait down there. And we can follow it together. You got it?
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. And with that, we cut away from you folks, and we go back to our friends out there in the woods. So, Essie and Zagrin, are we feeling ready to go here?
Absolutely.
Ready as ever, I guess.
Excellent. There you are, overlooking the. Pardon me. There you are, overlooking the, whatever you want to call it, the den, the this valley with the fires burning in it. You can hear down the night the occasional sound almost like demented laughing, and other strange noises out there.
This
And-
time, Essie doesn't flinch.
Odd animal noises.
This is normal. Happened last time. She'll just speak out again. She'll say, "All right, we're here. Enough with the creature noises. We're coming in."
So to be clear, when you look across the valley, you see on the far side, the rise, there's a bit of that strange wood. There's a little bit of that strange wood, but you're not in it yet.
Oh, I thought that was the sounds that she made like right before I got in it last time.
Those were the sounds that you heard when you were in
Oh.
the mist last time, in fact. Very
right.
similar. But you hear this now coming down from that valley below.
Well, never mind. It's not exactly like it was last time.
Gotta keep it fresh and interesting for new guests, I suppose. And Zagrin's gonna summon Liram Nor because he is acting very brave, but inside he is very afraid right now. I'll trust you to lead the way. You've gotten us this far relatively easily.
She'll just happy ending will come down and she'll just kind of like semi-alert, holding it down towards the ground, but she's ready. And she'll just start making her way towards the fog.
Okay, so going through this valley, it looks like there's some bad stuff down there. So what I need to know is, how are we getting across the valley?
Can I try
We
to
wanna
pinpoint
try-
locations on where these sounds came from, or like to avoid anything?
In general,
Bad?
there are the 3 bonfires that seem to be clustered together in like a single area. And the sound all seems to be coming from down there.
Well, then we're gonna avoid that spot for sure. I think we're just gonna be quiet, right, Xavier?
Just try and sneak
to
through?
Sneak our way through.
Yes.
And we gotta-
I'll give him the Elspeth Pie guarantee of excellence.
Much obliged. Thank you.
Give me a stealth roll, each of you.
Bet you wish you had those boots now.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Oh, nat 20 without even using the guarantee of excellence.
Whoa! We'll use it anyway. Get a big number up there.
Yeah, so 22 plus.
That means we're gonna fail our first stealth.
Oh, and a
checks.
4 on that, so 26.
See, I am the total guarantee of excellence here.
All right. You go down through the valley and you find yourselves easily sneaking from place to place. The light, as you get a little bit closer, the only good ground is actually fairly close to these bonfires. What you can see is, it looks like there's a very primitive looking camp, and you can see some figures of some gnolls in the camp. They are large, they're hairy, they've got these large maws with fangs. You can see around the camp, you can see a number of bodies strung up by their feet, some that look like they were once normal humanoids, some that look like they might have been gnolls, and all of them look partially or mostly eaten, as if they were kept there for food. There are heads on spikes and all that stuff around this camp, and you see strange altars, and other kind of like wicker and mud idols around the camp as you go.
Having been around ruins and ancient artifacts and things pretty much her entire life, can I tell listen, I kind of give the bodies a second a glance, and then I just don't even care about them for the rest of the time. So I'm very focused on the ruins. Can I tell what type of ruins they are as we're sneaking by?
Yeah, so to be clear, it is more altars and little temples. They look like small places where the gnolls are worshiping something, right? Or small acts of fealty to primal spirits and gods.
Is this normal for their culture, or is it something that
Let's
is
see what you know about
abnormal?
gnolls. Roll me a history check.
Listen, I need to start rolling a different dice, I think. That is 27 total. I
Yeah,
have
so
really
you
good
actually
bonuses to these things.
you actually read a treatise on Gnoll culture at one point. You read a treatise on Gnoll culture, so it really dove in. So Gnolls are the fucking worst, right? Like they are born out of this legacy of this abyssal creature, right? This abyssal creature with an endless hunger. Gnolls were created as this symbiosis between, the material plane and this god of unending hunger down on the abyss. They are the vilest, stupidest, sort of folks. So worshiping strange demonic entities, or even some of the more natural forces that occur in the world, worshiping powerful evil things in their vicinity is very good common Gnoll behavior, right? And if you were to guess, considering the proximity of the Dusksong sisters in this strange forest, you think it's likely that these are the Gnolls worshiping powerful spirits, including quite possibly the sisters themselves. Although what they're worshiping is unclear. You just kind of get the sense that that's a pretty good. The odds are pretty good, considering that relative location.
Dampening down the urge to make drawings and go and investigate further, she'll just continue on.
Great. Y'all sneak across the valley, seeing all this, and you begin the uphill trek far away. You did notice that the Knolls had some sentries out. So there were some folks out there in the tree line watching. Not many, probably 3 that you were able to see around the camp. But you've now successfully snuck past them, and you're moving to enter the wood. In fact, as you get up the hill, a fog begins to roll down it. Towards you, and then we're going to cut over to Kit and Saleus. So, Kit and Saleus. Let's talk. You go with Ash, and he gets up to the gate, and there's the group of you. He gets everybody to put on a pretty decent cloak, like a decent cloak. So his men brought like cloaks for people to wear. So 2 of his men are still in normal clothing. One of them's wearing the big cloak, and the rest of you are wearing cloaks. The other dwarf is wearing the cloak. And he goes up to the guards. He's like, "All right, I got this," and he slips some gold into his hand. "And I got these many folks. We got some work tonight. All right, be back in a couple hours." The guard just nods, opens the little gate, and y'all are able to walk through into the compound. It looks like it's a pretty minor gate, more of a postern than a proper gate.
Okay. What do we see directly in front of us?
Imperial compound. So you see like basically an alley, right, with rows of buildings. So you're by the warehouse section of this. You're in the warehouse section of this compound. There we go. I have words. I know what I'm saying.
There you go.
You're in the warehouse district of this compound. As you begin moving through, Ash points out a couple things. Like, "All right, this is where we come back to. You understand?" And he starts getting into the warehouse area. And you're walking through a bit. You do see some soldiers kind of walk by. In each case, like, Ash just kind of keeps you all stepped off to the side, right? As people pass through, there are patrols coming through this area, and you can notice 4 towers around the compound with guards actively in them. He's kind of pointing at things to be aware. It's like, "All right, watch for the towers. All right, if something goes wrong, they'll shoot at you. All right." As you're going, gets you right by the docks. He goes, "See there? You go under the docks here, right? I slip down right in that alley. You can get under the docks right there. You go along the docks, 100 paces in that direction, okay? And there's a water inlet. Crawl through that, you'll get into the old sewers. It ain't big. Y'all can all get in." He looks at Connie. He's like, "You won't have any trouble at all. Right?"
All right.
And that's
Everything
what we're
goes-
meeting.
Well, I'll wait outside. Everything goes good, I'll be right outside in the alley, right? You just come, we walk out all together, and everything's good. Shit gets pear-shaped, that's where you find us.
Do we see the enclosed, caged area with the goods that he wants in specific?
You're not in the warehouse yet. That is within a given warehouse. Right?
Okay.
But he takes you, and he does walk you a little bit further, so another 200 meters, something like that. And he points at a warehouse. He goes, "That right there, that's it." You see this building with a mixture of stone and wood. There's kind of wrought iron along the rooftop. Like it looks like a pretty nice, pretty new building inside this section. And he goes, okay. So on the far side there, you got the dock entrance. Okay, big bay doors. No way you're gonna get in quiet. Over there, there's 2 guards wait by the front. Okay, you can maybe get past them. You're gonna take them out quick, and then in through the door. And otherwise, I don't know. Me and the boys, we're going back into the alley. Okay, this is your business now. You got it?
Got it. DM, how close are the buildings to each other?
Alleyways are anywhere from 10 to 20 feet wide, depending. Looking at this building, it's a 2-story building. There's some windows up on the second story. There's some windows up on the second story. There is a roof that looks like it is fairly flat, and obviously you don't know what's on top there. There's a roof that looks fairly flat, and that's what you can see. And the warehouse otherwise doesn't have much in the way of doors. All the windows are in that. So the first story is almost all stone. The second story is wood, like wood planks.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Should we try to climb the side? Calamity, how are you at climbing?
She goes, I'm pretty good if you got a rope.
I do have a rope. I could go up first.
No, hold on. We can't leave anything behind. We've got to take that rope. Make sure you grab it when you're done.
Is Yantha with us?
Yeah. Yep.
Could Yantha perhaps go up and see what's on top of the building?
She looks over at Yantha, and Yantha like takes off into the air. You see her eyes roll back in her head for a second. She goes, "It's flat. There's a skylight, and not much else.
No guard posts.
Nothing on top. Nothing on top of any of these things."
I suggest maybe we either try to go into one of the windows or try to go in the skylight at the top. What do you think?
Sounds good. I could get
As
up there
you're-
and
Sorry.
I can just say, I can get up there real quick.
As you're watching, a rain starts to come in. So that it was already kind of a cloudy night, but now a drizzle begins.
It'll be extra slippery, so we'll have to be careful. But I can climb up, drop a rope. Can do that quickly. Do you need the rope, Silius, or?
No, I'll be fine.
Okay.
I just need to be able to see in that window.
So I'll just look around to make sure that there is no one watching as we approach a side of the warehouse that is unguarded and hopefully partially obscured by, an alleyway or something.
Yeah, looking around. So there is a side that is in the alley, and you do have a chance to climb up. Give me a perception check, however.
Can I aid you?
That would be great.
Yeah, I'm gonna aid her in perception because we're both looking.
Fine, because you didn't tell me the result.
Do you want me to roll or him to roll?
Just roll a second one. It's fine.
Okay. That's a 10. My first one was a 2, so.
Okay. Yeah. Everything seems clear.
Okay, perfect.
As
no
you
problems
go to start
whatsoever.
climbing up, we cut away back to Essie and Zagrin. So Essie and Zagrin. Let's see what we're up to.
I'm just loosely holding my weapon in one hand to support it, and I'm holding the bone in the other as we're continuing through the forest.
Nice. Yeah, so the mists start to swirl around y'all's feet. You can smell, Zagrin, you can smell like a sweet smell in the mist. Almost like incense, and then as you get a little closer to it, it's a decay smell, not incense. This is the smell of something rotten mixed with a nice air of mold and mildew. You find yourself in the strangest looking wood around you. The trees are gnarled and bent and twisted. You almost think you're seeing faces in the mist on occasion, and the mist now has gotten to about knee deep as you got to the top of this rise and are walking further and further in.
I appreciate that they rolled out the royal carpet for our arrival.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know if you're gonna be saying that for too much longer.
Essie, you can feel like you know the way as you hold this little bone. Please continue.
Just gonna say, well, Beatrice is right. I know the way for some reason. She's gonna look at Zagrin for a moment and just kind of like pause and turn up and square up directly to him. She's gonna say, have you or any of your other lives been in any situations like this?
None spring to mind, although I can only see my past lives in glimpses, and it's something I really have to channel to go into more deeply, and even then it's fragmented images. I'm often surprised at things I might have done before.
I've had dealings with odd, powerful beings before. I know you can have quite the sassy mouth on you. You just gotta rein that in for right now, okay? This is
Odd,
serious.
powerful beings is pretty much my forte, if I'm being honest. It's my
No.
day-to-day back home.
As
I
you're
don't-
talking, you hear close animal screech with a very nearby.
Just don't sass this entity. All right?
I'll be on my utmost diplomatic behavior, I assure you.
That's what worries me. And she's gonna continue on.
As you get further into the woods, you begin walking, and while you know the way, Essie, like while you know the way, and you follow what seems like always a trail, like you've been walking for at least an hour, and your path is twisting, turning. You go by this big overhanging cliff right there. You're now finding you have trouble seeing it all, as there is now so much mist around you. As you're walking by a boulder, you see it glistening with moisture as the wet stone is just covered in whatever residue, and you can feel it in the air, like a heavy dampness. That smell has turned from just a smell to almost like a taste you're getting in your mouth. And again, Essie, you feel that same kind of numbness in your fingers. Zagrin, you begin to experience this as well. Like things just feel surreal and off. Can I get
Watch out.
actually a wisdom saving throw from each of you, please?
Yes. I would love to.
25 with another nat 20.
13.
Great. And we'll come back and find out what that means in a second. Kit and
Nasty.
Seleas.
Wait,
Kit and
wait,
Seleas.
Hold up,
sorry.
real quick. Is this a charm effect?
Yeah.
because I have advantage against being charmed.
Roll it again.
Oh, that one's so much better. 16 on that one. It's better.
All right.
It's better.
16, you said?
Damn it.
All right, great. Kit, you begin climbing the side of the building. Roll me your acrobatics check, because we're gonna let you use that instead of athletics. Because I hate the way they do climbing in 5e. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. I think I have it's like a 20 something. Oh yeah, 28.
It's your wheelhouse.
Kit nimbly. Actually, why don't you describe yourself climbing up the side of this building? Because you're doing it great.
Yeah, she just doesn't even look like she's really touching the side of the building. She's just kind of moving up really quickly and makes no sound at all and gets up there in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah. Getting to the top, there's some of the ironworking around the top of the building is a good spot for you to anchor your rope and toss it down.
I will do so. Just tie in a quick secure but quick release knot, and then tossing it down so that it doesn't hit the side of the building or anything.
Yeah. Calamity looks at you, Solaeus, and goes,
I'll meet you at the top. Is it shady at the top?
so with the rain and with the clouds, the moon is mostly blocked out. So it is dark basically everywhere. It's dark basically everywhere. There are some lights. So inside this, at street level, there are oil lanterns. There are oil lanterns hung off buildings to keep the alleyways from being entirely dark, but they're dark.
Okay, perfect.
So Calamity runs over to the rope. Oh, sorry, Solaeus.
Yeah, Calamity runs over to the rope. She turns back. Solaeus is not there. And he kind of just shows up next to Kit and helps her tie the rope.
So eventually, Calamity makes it to the top and is looking at you. Okay, it's a good trick. It's a good trick. Starts pulling the rope up behind her. Okay, where to? So I can't see shit without you. Somebody's gonna have to hold me or hold my hand.
I forgot. I forgot you couldn't see in the dark. Just hold on to my hand, and we're gonna go over to this skylight, see if there's a way to get in.
All right.
Get close, everyone. There's something I'd like to do before we start. And
I'll get her.
yeah, I'm just gonna put my hands on everyone's shoulders, and you're suddenly surrounded by a dim, shadowy, kind of thick shadow that kind of muffles your movement, muffles your sound, and kind of leaves this trail of dark whenever you move your hand. And so Calamity gets it, you get it, I get it.
Is this Pass Without a Trace?
You bet.
Nice. Oh my gosh, no one's gonna be able to see us.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me.
Yeah. That's a plus 10 for stealth.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. So just want to go over to the skylight and look and see if there's an easy way to open it, look in. Can I see what's going on? Just get a sense of that.
Yeah, so you look in through the skylight. So there's a large skylight in what looks to be around the center of the warehouse. And looking in, you see a couple things. One, inside the warehouse, there are a number of what look like oil lanterns suspended from rafters, creating light. You also see, now that you're on the roof, there's a little box. This little box, or a little extra roof built, and inside of it is a bell. A bell with a rope attached to the clanger that you could walk over to. Looking from the skylight, you can see down in that rope leads right to a little rope, a little thin string, over by a fairly central area, and you can see now from the top there are four individuals sitting around a table. There's a rope right near them, and they look like they're playing cards. Inside the warehouse, sorry, I should describe a little bit more. Inside the warehouse, you see two levels. There's a top level, which is basically just a parapet and a balcony. It leads up to a main office that actually has some openings overseeing the main warehouse floor. The main warehouse floor is stacked from ground to 15 feet up with shelves and boxes. Like, it is full of stuff. Like tons and tons of boxes in there. And it looks like it kind of creates like a little maze inside the main level. As you're watching, one of the guards gets up from the table and begins walking around the warehouse.
So I just want to make sure I understand. There's an office
Up on the
Right.
second level that overlooks the warehouse floor.
Can I see inside the office or?
You look, but you don't see anything in particular in there,
Okay.
and there's no lights in there.
Okay. And then there's the table of people. Is that directly beneath the skylight or like off
It
to
is
the
not
side?
directly beneath the skylight. Yeah, it's off to the side near the center of the warehouse. It's actually two skylights. One closer towards the office, one closer towards the front of the building, the opposite side of where you came in. So the building's a big kind of rectangle. You came in the very back, the alley side. To the right of where you came in is the opening to the docks, right? Like that main docks area. To the left, there is more buildings, and the back side, the one you came in, is the short side of the rectangle, and it goes long ways, and the farther side is the front. So on the rectangle, there are two skylights, one closer towards the back where the office is, one closer towards the front where that main entrance would be.
And so we're both on the roof. We're all on the roof next to
We're
the
all on the
skylight.
roof. And again,
Okay.
you do notice this little bell house right near you.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna remove the cloche from that. So if they pull, it's gonna like we're just gonna tie it to the wood.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, does anyone have like a thick piece of cloth we could tie around the bell?
There's no doubt that a good sleight of hands check would allow you to disarm the bell without alerting the guards.
Making
below.
noise.
But
Okay.
a poor roll might move the actual rope.
Yeah.
Could I go up next to it and just hold the bell while she attempts the sleight of hand?
Absolutely.
So if it does
Give
hit,
you
it'll just go boom.
advantage on your sleight of hand there.
I already have advantage, but I can't get double advantage, right?
Okay. Nope.
Okay. All right. I'm nervous. Oh my gosh. This could ruin it.
Not with advantage.
Okay. Phew. That's 25.
Nice.
You're able to deftly take the clangor out of the bell while at the same time holding the rope still so that it doesn't send any vibration through it.
Okay.
You attach the rope to one of the poles in there so that someone could pull on it all day long without it having any effect.
Great.
Could we
We're
do
gonna
this to all of the bells?
There is only the one that you can see up here.
All right.
And
Well
we're gonna
done,
cut away from you folks, and we're gonna go back to Essie and Zagrin out in the woods. So the rain, just before we go, the rain is coming down, so it is kind of wet and crappy. You do notice that on the skylight, you could potentially pull some of the glass panes out in order to make yourself a path down. And with that, we head over to Essie and Zagrin. Essie and Zagrin, you feel that feel something trying to deaden your senses and slow you. Feel something try and deaden your senses and slow you, but it doesn't seem to be effective. You
Thank you, Mama, for your elven heritage.
you see up ahead of you as you spend the time going through these twisting pathways in these strange woods. You see ahead of you light shining off some of the fog. What would you like to do?
I've always kind of been let's just face it head on. So I'm going to
I
walk up.
agree completely.
For once, we're in agreement? Oh boy, that's not good. I don't think that's a good moment in our lives, Zagrin.
Yes, either we are rubbing off on one another or we're dulling each other's senses, but either way, let's see what we can find.
I hope it's the first. I'll just walk very confidently, like she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, great. You walk in, and you see that same grove that you saw before. Again, there's a circle. So the mist has gotten pretty deep now, but there's a circle where the mist doesn't seem to be entering at all. The circle seems to be marked by 5 large trees, seem to be spaced kind of equally about. Let's go ahead and get an investigative roll from one of you.
I got it. This is my jam. I'm so good at this. All right. That's 19 total.
The 5 trees, so a couple things. One, of course, inside you see that same cauldron boiling on top of a fire. And where before you saw the one old woman there, you see 3 standing around, all hovering over the cauldron as steam and mist begins to kind of bubble out and disappear into the air. The other thing you notice is those 5 trees are spaced basically equidistant apart, almost like the points of a star that you might see in a summoning or protection circle, or otherwise the points of a pentagram, for those of you inclined to look at things that way.
I don't like that at all. It's bad news.
Y'all walk in to the circle.
My gaze will look towards Beatrice, but I will not, I will stop right when the circle would start.
Yeah, the circle's
All
about 15 feet, 20 feet in diameter. Maybe in diameter. The cauldron's at the exact center. The 3 of them are standing around. One facing you, although looking down into the pot. Beatrice on her right, another woman on her left.
I'll just stop right at the edge of the circle and I'll say, all right, Beatrice, I've returned.
You see Beatrice look up at you as the other sisters, or the other women, all turn to face you. Beatrice having that really interesting face paint combination, her eyes entirely white, and you look over and all of their eyes have gone entirely white. So beside Beatrice is another older looking woman who seems taller, wearing a number of bangles and other pieces of jewelry. Her hair tied up in a tight bun. Her hair tied up in a tight bun. So where one is messy and really filthy, this woman seems wrinkled, and her fingernails have grown into really serious looking claws. But she's wearing bangles and jewelry, and her clothing looks of a significantly higher quality. And she's kind of keeping it together. And then to their left is another woman who is a fair bit more solidly built, Like you can see muscles on her arms bulge as she stirs the cauldron a little bit. Although she does look fairly old, and they all look over at you.
Can I guess her name? Because I really want it to be Bertha.
Beeftress.
Beatrice, Bertha, and oh gosh, what's the last name? Betty?
It's Barbara Buskill.
Oh no. All right. I'll name her Bertha in my head. I've brought Zygrin.
The woman in the center looks over at you. She smiles. Go ahead and give me an insight.
Oh, I'm not good at this.
That's for
Nat
Zagrin.
1 for a total of 6.
Okay,
I rolled-
great.
Those
I'm
good
saving that
rolls
roll
had to
for
run
next
out
time.
eventually.
Wow, she looks happy.
So yeah, she looks at you and she goes, "Come into our circle, children."
I would like your assurance that nothing's going to happen to us while we're in the circle.
I will not harm you, children. Come in. It is safer here than it is out in the mists.
Zagrin, like the toe of his boot just bordering that line, takes a big sigh and then takes one like giant step into the circle.
Nice.
Essie will hold out for just a second. And she'll kind of look behind her and almost calculating her chances. And then she'll walk in.
Okay. The woman steps in, so she goes, "When Beatrice told me I could trust the young Pike, I was skeptical. But," and she reaches over and she touches Beatrice, "but my sweet sister has done well."
I think if you know anything about the Pikes, you know that we're true to our word.
Oh, I can see that very well. But what kind of host am I being? Please find yourselves a seat. And ahead of each of you, there is a stump now where there was none. There's a stump now where there was none. We have much we need to discuss.
Essie's gonna walk over to it in a way that's like she's putting on her noble persona, where she's just chin up, shoulders back, like as confident and semi-arrogant as one could be. And she's gonna walk over and gracefully sit down on it.
Perfect.
Yeah, Zagrin will approach his stump and just say, "Thank you for the accommodations, and I assure you, you have my ear and my attention. And take a seat."
Don't tell him that they're gonna have his ear. They're gonna take it literally. They're gonna take your ear.
All right. With that, we're going to cut back over to Kit and Slayas. Okay, great. Kit and Kit and
I'm just
Slayas.
imagining Zagrin's just, we're gonna jump back to us and his ears are gonna be gone. That's all I can think of.
Be no good. All right, Kit and Slayas. So we've got the thing disarmed. You're looking at the skylight. You can see that you could, with a clever application of thieves' tools, you could take out some of the binding along the window pane, and again, with clever hands, you might be able to take out that pane of glass and keep it from falling. However, in the event of a failure, you might find that pane of glass falls down into the warehouse.
Do we need it gone? Can we just make our way to the caged area that we
There's
need to
no
be?
way inside that's not through the skylight, right?
Again, from the rooftop, you don't see anything else. Although, again, there was a front door, there was the large bay doors, and the second story did have windows without glass but with shutters.
I'll just look at Silius and Calamity. Looks like we need to take the glass out. I have fairly nimble fingers, but if you think there's a better idea, I'm open to it.
Lana goes, well, I could put a little hand underneath it, but it might be easy to see.
I'm willing to give it a try. The other option, I think, is maybe climbing out the window or climbing down to the windows.
Can I see through the skylight?
Yes,
At,
that's how you see
at-
inside the building.
At the second floor, a dark area with no one around it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. I can get there if you want.
So the skylight, just for reference, the skylight is up and it's over the side. So from where you're at, it drops straight down to the main floor of the warehouse. However, the balcony is just off to the side of it. So if you step down to the balcony, you could be about 15 feet under that main floor, and it's possible that if she was going after a pane of glass that was directly over, like the closest to your side, you might be able to catch it as it fell.
All right.
Might. But you'd be catching
Might.
falling glass out of the air.
You could do that if you want a little bit of extra security. You could go in first. I think I can do it, but
Yeah. Have Calamity help you. I'll be inside and catch it if it falls. And if not, I have another thing I can do to deaden the sound.
all right, that's a good plan.
Good luck.
We'll see you inside.
Yeah. And he takes a step back. And then you basically just see him appear. It's a little shadow moving.
Nice. So you're now inside the warehouse, Celeste. So a couple things stand out to you now that you're in here. One, the oil lanterns are giving off kind of an acrid smell, but there's a really sweet smell. And looking down at the table of card players, you can see him. You can hear one guy, like, they're talking a little bit with each other. The card players that are out there, and one guy has started to walk around the perimeter of the main floor, and is getting ready to go up the stairs on the far side. So there's two sets of stairs. This balcony has a balcony on one side. It follows the long wall, stairs down, and then it goes all the way to the short side, the back side where y'all came in. There's balcony, office, balcony, another one that runs along the far side. He's coming up. He's about to go up the far side stairs. Inside, you can smell that sweet pipe smoke from whatever the guy's smoking down at the table. You also, it's also dusty in here. As you hear the guard, or as you see the guard moving, you can actually hear floorboards creak under his feet as he goes. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's what you're getting from down there.
Okay. And I can see the caged area where we have to get to.
Looking from where you're at, looking to your right towards the back of the building, you can see under the office there is another little cage area, like literally like a wrought iron cage, built in with a very solid lock, a very solid padlock, holding this thing closed. It looks like, it's like a 6x6 little room, right? But it's directly under the office, and it isn't currently lit. Like it's in a dimly lit portion. In fact, in here with the lanterns, like you're above the level of lanterns at this point. Your eyes are serving you really well.
Okay. So I'm just going to be prepared to catch this pane of glass if it falls, which it's not gonna.
All right.
But I'm there.
Kit, give me a Thieves' Tools check to try and get the glass out, and then it's going to be a sleight of hand to catch it before it falls.
Okay. And let me just double check this, but I think I have advantage.
With Thieves' Tools if
Yes.
if you transform the key, and so it's actually only going to be with lockpicking, fortunately.
Oh, so it won't be for this.
It won't be for scraping that out. Then the sleight of hand check to grab the falling pane. That's what you've got here.
Okay.
So you're going to use your tools to scrape out the mortar along the sides of this pane of glass, what's holding it in, and then you're going to reach down and grab it before it falls.
Okay.
Actually, you don't need to roll for the Thieves' Tools. You're just going to be able to do it. So you slowly
Okay.
scrape away the edge, and it's about ready to pop. So now you're going to push down and grab it as it falls. It's about a 2 foot by 2 foot pane of glass.
Is Calamity
Okay.
helping?
Calamity can't help.
Okay.
Hooky.
It's okay. I'm pretty good at sleight of hand. I don't know which die to use. Okay.
Just a question. Nope.
Oh.
Too late.
Do it.
Go ahead.
It's
I
really
heard
good.
the roll.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was
great.
really good. I rolled an 18 plus 10, so that's 28.
Aye.
So you push down, and it pops just as you expect, and your hand follows through with it, reaches around to the far side and pulls it up, and you're holding the glass just pinched in your hands. You lift it up perfectly through the space, kind of just at an angle, and you place it down gently on the roof beside you.
And it slides down the roof.
My hands are so sweaty, like I'm imagining Kit doing this, and then the glass just like would not be staying in my hands. Okay, so
While
it's
you
2 by
were-
2, right?
While you were doing that, Calamity went and anchored the rope over back on the, some of the wrought iron work on the edge of the roof, and brought it over to you. If you want, you can lower it down appropriately to the level that Slayus is at.
So we can fit through this hole. It's 2 by 2.
It's a 2 by 2, yes.
Okay.
It's
and Calamity
slim.
definitely can. But... Okay. I will just whisper to Calamity. You go first. I'll follow you.
Okay. Slayus, the rope comes down to you, and you're able to grab it and anchor it. So what's going to happen is they're going to slide down from where they are over to you, and you're going to help them there. Now, 2 options. The guard is now walking along the far side, right, and is looking around. And so you can, another bit, rain is coming through that hole in the ceiling, right, where the thing came in, right? Rain is coming through that gap in the skylight. Keep that in mind too. If the rope is there and you're holding it as this guard comes around, there's going to be a bunch of you there. Is there anything you want to do to communicate to your friends?
So Kit can see me. Okay. I'll be like, eyes, that guy coming up the stairs, opposite balcony.
Kit, what do you want to do in response to this?
Just go really quickly. Just tell Calamity, go quickly. There's no
Okay.
time to lose.
All right, so Calamity's going to try and sneak down stealthily.
She gets a +10.
Yeah. And Calamity just slides on down, and you're able to catch her, Slayus, as she comes down to you, and put her on the ground. She takes a little hiding spot. Kit, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna do the same. I'm just gonna follow right after. And yeah, just gonna follow right after. How is this even, like, I get +10, like, I get, so that's 37 stealth? Is that even possible?
Celeste, you almost can't see her doing it as she slides down, right?
I'm,
Like, you know
waiting
where
for
you
it.
know
It's like, oh.
you know where she's at, but she is silence. Now, you do hear, as you're standing here by the edge, you do hear rain coming down from so there's the patter of rain up above, but there's also another louder patter of rain being able to fall right through, and there's a little bit of moisture on the railing where you're at as some of the rain comes in. At the same time, you notice that the guard has entered the office and is moving through it and is going to get around to the other side. And we'll come back and deal with that in a minute. I recommend that y'all coordinate with each other on Discord while you're waiting. All right, so Calamity Essie and Essie and Zagrin. There we go. I know who I'm talking to. Essie and Zagrin. You take your seats. And the woman that's been doing all the talking. So you see these three women again. One has this noose around her neck with the strange face paint on the other side. The other is wearing jewelry covered in bangles, taller and much more proper, but still they all look off. The larger one, you can see her hands are like super calloused, and one of them doesn't seem to open. Like she's holding the spoon that she's stirring the pot with, and like just the thumb is able to move. The other fingers are all clenched tight together, and she's stirring. One eye visibly larger than the other, looking at you.
Our new names, our team names, are going to be Catastrophe and Disaster. That's going to be our team name. But anyway,
like it.
That's freaking terrifying.
Yeah. So as y'all take a seat, the one who's been doing all the talking goes.
So, Miss Pike, you came here to protect your family. Protect it from the danger of traveling with Mr. Beltune. Is that right?
Zagrin's face scrunches at Mister.
That's what he's offended about? It's not the whole situation. It's being called Mister?
Forgive me,
Yes.
Lord Beltune.
Essie will just say, I'm deeply invested in the safety of my family, but we've always been folks with a mind that when we make our decisions, we don't second guess ourselves.
Good. And the not-so-young Lord, you come to find your destiny, is that right?
Happy for any information you might share, and curious what I might be able to offer you in exchange, of course.
But don't you see your presence is already more than enough reward? And here is your destiny.
And she indicates just past you. So two of you are sitting on little chairs, and she indicates past you. And as you follow where she's pointing, you look and you see stepping out of the mists is a tall, finely dressed drow woman wearing a elaborate spider silk gown, displaying
the woman-
prominently on her neck the holy symbol of Loth. And we're going to pause right there and take a break. Folks, we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
What?
We'll be back in about 10 minutes. And yeah, we'll see what happens next.
I've like actually stopped working. Like Taya.exe has stopped working right now.
All right, see y'all in a minute,
Oh,
folks.
this is
Join
bad.
us. Join us in 10 minutes. We'll see you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
right, folks, and we're back. So when we left, actually, let's take a second to say some things. First off, hello everybody. Welcome back to the second half of episode 21, where I'm gonna turn off the creepy music because it's scaring me. So we come back, and Essie and Zagrin, deep in the woods, find themselves with a drow woman wearing very fine spider silk clothing and prominently displaying the holy symbol of Loth on her neck, has stepped out of the shadows, while the Dust Song sisters are indicating somehow that she is tied to Zagrin's destiny. And that's a pretty interesting event. We also have Kit and Seleus on the other side, in fact, all the way back in Icehaven, actively working on
thievery,
on a mission to break into this warehouse. They have just all come in. They've just all come into the warehouse and are sitting there. Before we go on, I want to take a second to say some things. First off, because I should have said this earlier, the cool spooky music that you get as we play this game is provided by the folks over at Tabletop Audio. We love it. We're really grateful that we get to use it. You should use it in your games. It's free. tabletopaudio.com. Thank you so much. Don't forget, join us on Discord. You can chat about things like this. I actually spent some time agonizing in Discord about what was going to happen today because I've been nervous and sharing things like that. But you can join me in the behind the scenes discussion about what's happening in the game. You can you can see what's happening between the scenes, and you can just talk to us. Love your feedback. Love to hear what you like, what you don't like, and then we can also talk about the content that we put out on Patreon with you there. Past that, we got social media and stuff, and we got this show every Saturday, 1 to 4 Central Time. We have it in podcast form, so there's a couple episodes out now. There'll be more by the time you're listening to this, so check it out. Podcast over on Spotify and other places. Somebody will put the Linktree link in the chat at some point, and yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna hop right back in where we left off with Zagrin and Essie. So you turn and you look, and this drow woman steps out of the mist, her long gown trailing into the mist. She reaches out a hand, points at you, her face contorts with rage, and she goes, "Kneel, heretic!" Her voice deep, like so deep that it resonates. You can feel it in your chest as she extends her hand. You see it almost twitch as you notice there's at least 6 fingers on the hand she reaches out towards you. Her fingernails long. She starts to contort as she looks at you, her face shifting, her bones popping and moving around. You see her abdomen begin to swell as this large insectoid body begins to pour out. Her top rips up. As it does so, her face cracks apart, mandibles pull out of her mouth, additional eyes rip out of her head, 2 here, 1 in the center. Her eyes turn black as she pulls up and looks down, still pointing at you. Essie, you turn back and you see the Dusk Song sisters, but something has changed about them. Each of them has grown significantly in stature. Their skin has changed color. They are purple, they are gray. One of them very much the hand described by Kit stirring that pot. The pot's gotten larger, and they look at you and they start laughing. And Beatrice, the one with the noose around her neck, that noose now has gone from rope to some kind of snake, and the head hisses out at you as it looks over, and she says, "Run, Miss Pike, run! Take your freedom and save your family." Guys, let's roll some initiative.
Oh boy.
Oh, I'm so pumped to be rolling initiative right now. Not break down at all. Essie's fine. She's cool as a cucumber. Her eyes don't even widen. She's like, "Yep, whatever. I expected this." Taya's
Really?
freaking out.
Does my little my sword count if I'm not holding it?
Absolutely, yes. So because you attune to it, you get advantage on your initiative roll. So you get advantage on your initiative roll, which is good. And of course, you are not surprised by this.
19.
As she's turning, you're like, "You're a spider demon."
Yeah.
Called it.
Listen, Essie has seen some stuff. Okay.
All right, so it was 19 for Zagrin.
Yes.
And
Essie
Essie?
is the 22.
You, great.
Nice.
Yeah, great. Back at the warehouse.
Yeah.
Kit and Soleil.
We're totally fine.
Kit and Soleus. You are as you're looking, and the guy's beginning to move through the office. Kit, you move into hiding, and as you do so, you begin to feel dizzy and lightheaded. Soleus, you see Kit like seize up and fall over. She begins twitching on the ground.
Can I catch her before she falls over?
Yeah, absolutely. So you catch her as she goes down, and her eyes have rolled up in her head. She's twitching. Her feet are starting to whack against the ground. You see Calamity jump down and grab over her feet as she begins to have some sort of seizure. Kit, you looking out at that room, your vision tunnels and tunnels and tunnels deeper, and then you widen out, and you see yourself in that vision, in one of those visions that you've been having now. Your eye is hot, like it's hot. You can feel a pressure building behind it as you get this terrible headache. But you're looking now at a scene. You see a cave, and in it there is the form of Zagrin hanging limp from chains, his arms pulled up to the side, his feet chained to a wall, his body covered in he's wearing almost no clothing, and his body is covered in symbols that seem to be carved directly into his flesh as he hangs there. In another scene, you see your friend Essie. She's on the ground, her rifle knocked out of her hand as she crawls towards it. You can see blood on her face, blood matting her hair. Her left hand is broken. Her right hand is reaching out towards Happy Ending as something reaches down, grabs her, a clawed, furry hand, grabs her, flips her over, and you see this large bestial-looking gnoll grab her hair, pull her head back, reach down, and sink his fangs directly into her neck as you watch your friend die. As this is going on, Slaeus, you see Kit twitching and shifting, and then finally her eyes roll back, and she seems to be calm. In the interim, you took a little piece of leather that you had and you stuck it in her mouth so that she wouldn't bite her own tongue off. And you're seeing her do this, and you see the door on the far side of the office open as the guard walks through and begins heading y'all's way. You're on a fairly slim stair. Y'all are hidden up against the wall, but you're not far from where the guard is going to have to cross. And Kit looks like she's just beginning to regain consciousness. What would you like to do?
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Mike.
Okay, so the guard's opening the door in the office.
He's opening the far side door, yeah. Kit looks like she's beginning to regain consciousness, but she hasn't yet.
Yeah, Calamity's like, what's going on? I don't know.
So
I don't know.
Calamity's just holding her legs and looking over at you.
Stay quiet. Stay quiet. He's gonna extend his arm toward the downstairs, like where he just came from, the guard. And I'm going to... You're gonna hear the sound of something, of like a weird creature, like just something on the other side behind where this guy is walking up.
Like back in the office where the guys go. So again, he walked up
No,
the
the
stairs
guy's
on the far side
just-
of the room.
He's just coming into the office.
So he's walked through the office and he's coming out the far side of it. So he went from the far side of the building upstairs along this walkway, turned along the balcony, went through the office, and has now come at the far side of the office. So there's more balcony, and there's the walkway that you're on. So he's probably going to get to you in 1 to 2
Okay.
minutes from
So
where you're
just
at.
on the... Okay, so he walked through the office just on the other side of where he just came from, the door he just came from.
Okay.
Did he close it?
He's
I assume
stepping
he
out.
closed
So
it.
he's opening the office right now and stepping out. So
Okay,
the door
so
is
the
still
door
open
he-
at the moment.
Right. I'm gonna make the sound just on the other side, so he's got to go back through the office to investigate it. And it's gonna be like a weird sound scratching against wood, like. And I'm using minor illusion.
Okay, give me just 1 second.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What's the range? 30 feet. You're gonna have to sneak up a little bit. If you want to do it, you're gonna have to sneak up a little closer to where he's at, but you
I'll
will
do it.
absolutely be able to do it.
I'll
Okay,
do
so
that.
you step away and you sneak down the thing. Give me a stealth roll, please.
Okay.
Now you got like a
I got a
million
+8
stealth.
plus 10 plus 18. A lot. A goddamn lot.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll take it.
Yeah.
You step over and so you see the guard. He's opening the door. He's looking out. He turns and he shines his lantern back in, and he starts walking back into that room. As he's searching, he's now in that office, searching, looking around. It's dark, and with him holding the lantern like this, he's casting a lot of shadows in there. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna move into it. I'm gonna shadow step into the office.
Okay.
Technically behind the door.
Okay. So you shadow step into the office.
This
You're behind the guard. He's looking out. He's looking out through the office, looking for whatever it is. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna have him keep looking. I'm gonna continue the noise. Just have it maybe go a little further. I want to like lead him away, right? Like maybe I want him. I want to make the sound like skitter, just a little further down the walkway.
Okay.
I want him to follow it.
You're gonna lead him on a merry little chase through the office.
That's it.
Okay.
Or back out the office, back onto the.
Well, so the other
walkway.
far door is closed. So if you want it to be a little animal or something, or give the impression it's a little animal, I don't think he's going to be able to leave the office. But that's fine. It's still a very cool plan, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Kit, as Seleus is leading the guard around, you come to consciousness. Your eyes open. You can see Calamity there, like looking at you, just like stroking your head. It's okay. Kit, it's okay. Shh. Yeah. You open your eyes and you see Calamity there.
She's just got like tears welling up in her eyes, and she's just gonna say quietly, "We have to go right now. We have to find them. They're being killed. We have to go."
Okay. Calamity looks at you. She goes, "Kid, shh, it's okay. It was just a dream. It's okay. We gotta do this. Those fucking thieves will kill us."
I don't care. We have to go right now.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna cut away from Kit and Solaeus, and we go back to Essie and Zagrid. So
It kind of feels like when somebody skips you and they're like, "We'll come back to you," and your mind is racing the whole time, but you still don't have anything. Like when they come to you, like you're still like, "Oh, I need more time."
all right, so I wanna set the scene here. This drow woman that stepped in the clearing, as she mutated and changed, you see her now, the body of a woman with 6 fingers on each hand, long claws extended, mandibles have ripped out of her face. That holy symbol of Loth still prominently displayed on her neck. Zagrin, give me a religion check, please.
Nat 1 plus 0 for 1.
Is there
Great.
anything Essie would? I mean, she studied history and culture and her whole life. Is there anything she would know about this?
Give me a religion check, but I want you to do it with disadvantage because this is kind of obscure Kryn Dynasty stuff.
Okay. 16.
16. Okay, so you know that spiders are heavily associated. So the drow of the Kryn Dynasty are people that, not new, but this worship of the Luxon that you hear about is actually a relatively new religion to these people. Before that, there was the worship that was prominent across drow society of a demon god known as the Spider Queen, Loth, and she's heavily associated with spiders, and in fact is one of the betrayer gods locked away beyond the Holy Gate. And Loth was very associated with spiders, and a bit of mythology. Her mightiest servants, the mightiest servants of Loth, in the abyssal realm where she lives, were known as handmaidens, or the handmaidens of Loth, and they were demonic beings, all women, who are associated with being drow and spiders and other things all at once. You believe you're in the presence of a truly mighty servant of Loth. Again, you see you see Beatrice looking at you, laughing. Her face larger, now contorted, has gone long. Her mouth wider than a normal mouth. Her teeth replaced with sharpened fangs as she's cackling at you. You see her other 2 sisters all standing there, again, all larger. That woman that had the muscles looks significantly bigger. Her arms just stacked. As she looks at
Bertha,
you.
I thought we were friends.
You thought wrong. All right.
Yeah, I'm figuring that out now.
What would you like to do?
It's me up. I'm up first.
You are up first. You are the first person to go.
She'll just say, snakes are worse. And then she'll just reach into the bag of holding and she's going to slip like the bone. She's going to grab 2 things, like the bone and all of the things that she needs to make her force ballista. And she'll just like crank a couple things and activate it. Like her magic is going to infuse and she's going to do the protective shield. And it's going to like bzzz around her and Zagrin. And we're both going to get... Oh, amazing roll. We're both going to get 12 temporary hit points. And then...
do me a favor. Before you give me the rest of your action, can you roll me a perception check?
Oh, yeah. I'm sweating right now. 16.
16. This is a bad mood. A lot of really horrible things are going on. But you do notice that these trees that form the points on the star in this magic circle, you notice one of the trees, one of the branches that's not pretty big. It actually looks relatively rotten. You think that a solid blow on the base of this branch, on the base of this rotten limb, might cause it to tumble, and it looks like it could tumble between you and Zagrin and this spider demon thing.
Unfortunately, that is my action and my bonus action. But she's just gonna like knowing that she's gonna just survey the whole scene rapid fire, and she's going to just start running in a way that would, like, if that tree comes down and blocks their path for a moment, that we would get back. And she's going to say, Zagrin, aim for the tree branch, bring it down. To just
And you're gonna run.
I'm gonna run.
So you're running out of the circle and into the mist.
I don't want to leave Zagrin behind, so I'm putting distance between the two of us, or between me and all those evil creatures, but I am not leaving him behind.
Okay.
And
If
that was my
Zagrin
action.
makes the space and follows you, we're gonna shift from this into kind of a more interesting kind of chase scene. A more interesting kind of chase scene. Zagrin, speaking of which, you're
Zagrin also transforms into a spider and says, "We got you now, Miss Pike." No.
Wait a second. I would
No,
not. Okay, that would be surprising to see.
Zagrin sees Essie with the barrier and running, and looks up and see if he can spot the tree branch that she's referring to. And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the base of it to try to make it fall between us and the creatures there.
Okay, so again, it will only block off this spider creature. It will only block off this the spider creature.
That's fine. Let's go for it. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit. No.
All right. Zagrin shoots out an Eldritch Blast out of Liamnor, but between the mist and just the excitement of it all, it just goes off and shoots into the air. And I'm just going to run after...
You get 2 blasts, right?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Almost certain. I was like, what the second one?
And the second one follows right behind it, almost in the exact same spot, just 2 launched as I got a 12 for my second roll.
All right.
And then I'm going to follow behind Essie there.
As you run out into the
I've got the
mist.
bone. I've got the bone.
Did you put it away in the
No,
in the bag
I grabbed
holding, or
it
you're
like
holding on to it?
when I grabbed all of the equipment that I needed to make my Eldritch Cannon, I grabbed it as well. Like I just slid it like up into my
Yeah, great.
jacket sleeve.
You hear some laughter.
It seems like we have a chase, sisters. The pike has taken our prize.
And looking back, you see the Beatrice. See Beatrice launch into the air, and disappear up into the treetops. That's your last look as you run past that. As you're bolting into the darkness, both of you, as you're bolting into the darkness, you see the figure of that large thing begin to run along the ground and into the mists off to the side. The chase is on as you try and escape. So first round, so we're gonna take turns, you two, Essie and Zagrin. We're gonna take turns trying to get out of the situation. So you're being actively pursued. At least one foe in the air, and this fast moving spider woman demon thing charging out there into the dark. I want you to think of an ability you have, a spell, a skill, something that you could use to help get away as you tear off into the night, the ground twisting and shifting around you.
I am going to immediately bonus action cast Expeditious Retreat on myself, so that suddenly. So how that looks is, she has been in real terrible situations before, so she's just gonna, like, as they're running, reach down and, like, almost light, like a flintstone comes out, and she, like, infuses her magic into it, and there's gonna be this, like, rim around the bottom of her boots, and it's just gonna, like, glow, and then she is going to be able to use each of her bonus actions to dash from here on out.
Are you going to outpace Zagrin?
I think that Zagrin's got stuff that he can probably use. So I'm gonna be I'm hoping he uses his action to dash. So what she's going to be doing is she's going to be trying to lead the way if this bone is going to be helping them, she's going to try to lead the way, light the path for him, and then I'm going to use my action to, like, take pot shots and or something to be able to help them
We're
out.
going to do this a little bit more freeform, right? We're going to do this a little bit more freeform. So take that action bonus. So Expeditious Retreat is going to speed you up. You're going to go a lot faster, right? You go a lot faster. At the moment, neither of you can see any of your pursuers. What you can see is dense mists, right? Dense mists, thick trees. As you're running, their branches, one almost takes you right in the head, but at the last minute you duck under it. It's dark, and it's crappy, and it's weird, and it's scary out here. You can hear that laughter floating on the mist. You hear howls and hoots and screams.
Knowing, like, I know we twisted and turned, but she's extremely competent with maps and mapping things out in her brain. She's going to do her best to lead them in a way that she thinks is away from the gnolls, and or at least not directly towards them, if possible. I know that's
Okay,
a lot,
so
but...
you're gonna use Expeditious Retreat, and do you want to use Survival to try and find the right way out of here?
Could I do a nature check as I'm running to try to extrapolate, like, different trees that we've seen or something like that?
This place isn't a natural place, right? Like, what you're seeing here is the perversion of nature as a dark, fey, or apparently even demonic power warps the world around it. If you want to find your way through the wood, especially considering you've got this bone, an Arcana check would be a great
That's what I
way.
was literally just going to ask. Could I do
A great way to see if you
am-
can find your way out.
Unlucky dice. I rolled it way on top of all the other dice. So I'm going to roll it again. That was an 18 plus 7, so 25. The other one was even better. When it went up on the dice, it was a natural 20, but I didn't think I should take that.
All right.
Because that didn't seem right.
Okay. Absolutely. That works. Zagrin, as he begins leading you, and as you're running, you can hear these noises, and you think you see, as you look back, you think you see that spider demon pass you off to the left through a low what do you call it? Cut? I forget what that name is. Anyway, a low little ravine. There we go. Ravine. That's the word I'm thinking of. A low ravine. You see Essie up ahead. She's moving fast. She's really hard to keep up with. What would you like to do?
How far approximately would you say she is?
Who?
Essie. Yeah.
At
how
any
far
given
are we?
moment, she's anywhere from 20 to 60 feet ahead of you.
Okay. I am going to thunderstep as far as I can, even if I'm like a little bit in front of her based on where she's running. But that way, if she's moving faster, she'll catch up to me Does that make sense? So Thunder Step just to try to, even if I'm overshooting her, and then we'll meet up somewhere when she, next round, quote unquote. It's going to make a lot of noise, but it's the fastest I can move.
Okay,
at this
speed
point,
isn't necessarily your top priority at this point, right? Like, not that it's not important, right? But it is. Y'all are lost in this wood, and it is Essie that is guiding you out. I'm not saying don't do that. Feel free, but I don't understand how that could help you with this escape. So what I'd love to see is if you have an ability to hide yourselves, or if you have a skill that could help you, get out of it, like athletics or acrobatics, as you kind of move across this wilderness, or something else. Survival is always good.
Yeah, those skills would be great right now. They sure would.
That's how I was feeling. I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy.
I also would love to see some of those.
History?
Persuasion, right?
Can't
Like,
you
you
use your
guys, I don't
deception?
know.
Could you
Can't we-
pretend to be a tree and use your deceptive skills? Come on, PETA.
You can go like, what's that over there? Deception.
Essie, how dare you lead me in the wrong direction?
I'm going to cast Gaseous Form on myself and sort of become just this mist that is distinct but still misty in a misty spot, right? And I'm going to start flying up. I can't move very fast.
Mist.
Yeah, I can't move very fast. It's 10 feet, but
But you're intangible.
right, I'm gonna start. Yeah, it's a very defensive move, but also just try to avoid a lot of the brush and trees as the mist kind of like flows through that stuff. But I'm gonna start hanging out in the canopy as intangible mist.
Okay, just to be clear, if you do that, you will almost certainly be abandoning Essie, and y'all will be like, this will continue forward on different trains, which is okay. But would you like a minute to think about it while I switch the others and then come back, or would you like to do that?
Sure. No,
Those are
that's
fine. You can totally do this.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a moment.
Okay, we'll come back to Zagrin after this. Soleus, you're in the guardhouse, or you're in the office with this guard. He's now moved about to the far side, and he's like, "Where the fuck is this thing?" He's like looking under stuff.
I keep
he's
looking back
under
at
stuff.
Kit.
You can't see her. That's probably a good sign.
Yeah. Okay. He's looking.
Do you want to like shadow step out of there? Do you want to knock this guy out? Do you want to do something totally different?
Should I just knock this F out? Yeah, you know what? I will. I'll just like step out and karate chop him in the neck.
Roll me an attack with advantage. Surprise this guy.
Okay. Come on, baby. Oh, +9. Oh yeah. That's 20.
That hits. Roll me some damage.
6. Oh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. You come up. You give him the old, like, you sneak up behind him, you pull him, grab him, you choke him, and
Cover his mouth.
Cover his mouth, and he goes down. You've got him knocked out. You can easily kill him. You gonna kill him?
He's knocked out.
Who knows for how long?
Right. It'll be long enough for me to check on Kit and then come back, right? No way. No. He's dead. I'm gonna kill this guy.
All right. Yep. You hold a little longer, and the breathing stops. You leave the body hidden away in the office.
Yeah, and
Good.
I take a good look at him. I take a study what he looks like, and when I stand up, he looks just like the guy.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
I have created a
Extremely good.
monster.
Yes, you did.
Kit, you're laying there with Calamity. She's very quiet. She's like, listen, I hear you, but we can't help them right now. We have to do this.
No, you don't know what I saw. If we don't go, they're gonna die. I'm going. You can stay. I've got to go. She's getting up and she's like, "Is the rope still there?"
Yeah, assuming y'all didn't take it down. The rope's still there. She grabs you one more time. She's like, Kit, wait, please, just 1 minute. Talk to Slayus at least. Talk to him first, okay? You have to tell him at least.
Okay. Where is he?
Went over there somewhere.
She's just gonna look over. Does she see anything?
Slayus?
Yeah, I would definitely come over to the door and be like, "Kid, are you all right?" But I look like a guard. I'm saying her name though.
At first, she's like flattening herself up against the wall, but then when she hears her name, she'll beckon him to come over.
Yeah, what?
I had a vision. We have to go right now. I can't
What
explain.
happened?
Zagran and Essie, they're in danger. They're going to die. We have to abandon this mission.
Can you talk to her? Can you reach out?
I forgot. She'll pull the stone out and she'll just say, Essie, where are you? Do you need help? That's it.
Essie, that message comes across into your mind as you are desperately running for your life. We're actually gonna go see Zagran. So back to you, Zagran.
Zagran's gonna call out to Essie. Wait for me. I have an idea. And as he bridges the gap, I'm gonna cast gaseous form and say, "Put me in one of your jars quickly."
I'll take a moment and I'm gonna be like, I'm so used to working on the fly. She reaches into her pouch and she's got 50,000 jars in there, I'm sure, and she just jump in.
And
One of them's got a bug in it.
Yeah, smoke billows in and starts to like twirl and mist in the jar.
I cap
Lead
it.
the way.
I just cap it, and there's a moment where like, yeah, shit's hitting the fan, and this is real bad. But I'm gonna be like, I can keep him in the astral realm in a jar for however long I want. Take that, Luxon God. And I'm just gonna like Happy Ending swings behind to just so that she can just concentrate on moving, and she is at this point with nothing hindering her. Movement, action, bonus action, everything she's got is just going to be running as fast as she can. She's just going to be like ducking under things and jumping over things, and I don't know when this message comes in.
So this is clever. As you're getting into, I was very skeptical, but this is clever. So as he's getting into the jar, that figure, that spider, comes rushing out towards you, moving Essie, and she gets close enough, and she takes a swipe at you.
Yep.
Takes a swipe at you. So let's go.
God, she's fast.
She is fast.
Big
She
spider.
comes across, and she takes a swing. That's a 25.
It hits.
Okay. Her claws rake across you. Like as you turn, they rake across your shoulder. They rake across your shoulder, giving a cut But as you do so, you can feel a venom sink into your skin. You take 5 slashing damage, and you take 21 poison damage.
Okay. What?
You keep running. Make me an athletics or acrobatics check to try and get some space between you and her, but make it an advantage because you're using Expeditious Retreat.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's going to be acrobatics for sure. It's going to be a 23. And my energy pulses, so it shatters initially, and then it just immediately goes back up to give myself 11 temporary hit points this time.
Okay. Zagrin, you are participating in the
Ding,
chase
ding,
now
ding,
as something
ding.
in a bottle. As you form into this gaseous cloud, you can't talk, manipulate objects, drop anything, or do anything. You're just hanging out. You're just hanging out for the next hour inside this bottle, or until you decide to turn back. So it's all in Essie's hands.
So I don't know. Obviously, this isn't something we discussed. If I'm in the bag of holding, I don't know that there's air.
I didn't put him in there.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I can tell you that, but
You're also in the jar, like in a jar. So there's limited air, but you're a cloud of gas. So we're gonna go ahead and say that doesn't matter. We're not gonna have you suffocate in the jar because
You're literally just like underneath her armpit at this point as she's like, or she might have put you in the regular bag, but you're just like ting, 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 ting around.
yeah,
the
just kind of
bag. She's
swirling
holding.
around, just a
Whoa.
jar of smoke.
Poke
Like
some
a
holes in it.
carnival.
Put a
Essie,
little
as
leaf
you-
and a twig.
as you're running, right? You're leaping over downed leaves. You roll up over a boulder and slide down the far side. You've got a lot of distance between yourself and this other thing. You're clearing it, right? And again, that arcane connection you have with the bone, with the talisman, seems to be helping you move through the woods as you kind of take twisting paths, and you just kind of seem to know the way. You're beginning to clear it, and you hear this from above you as you see something swooping in on you. And we're gonna come back to you in just a second. Oh, sorry.
no.
As the thing is swooping in on you, you hear Kit's message.
I'm almost gonna like. She was probably like twisting over a branch, and just like instinctively her musket is gonna come up as Kit's voice comes through, and she's just gonna say, "It's bad. Loth worshippers are after us. If I don't make it out, tell them I love them."
Oh shit.
And that's it.
Nice. Kit, you hear Essie's breathless reply. You hear Essie's breathless reply. Yeah. So before we do anything else, Soleus, can I get a little peek into what Soleus is thinking at this moment?
I mean, Kit just grabbed the thing. She sent her message, and I mean, he knows that she's got, the remnants of the sage, the seer in her head. And so, I mean, she would trust her instinct, but still kind of like, look, we're on the verge of something big here. But again, his main concern is Zagrin. I'm slightly, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms spaghetti, So could I have mentioned in there, like, I think I can make it out, but if I don't, tell him I love him. Could I have added that? Like,
Sure.
I'm doing okay-ish in
You could
there?
you could have
I
added.
meant to.
I think I'll make it
Yeah,
out.
I think
but if
I'll
don't,
make it out, but if I don't, tell him I
Yeah.
love him.
Okay.
If Kit wants to bail, Soleus is gonna bail. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, you send the message. Can I get a? Actually, no. I'm not going to ask for that. What do you do?
Yeah,
As you hear this reply in your mind.
As soon as she hears the reply, I mean, Essie sounds out of breath. She's running. I think the first words you said were like, "It's bad." So, yeah, she's just gonna look at Seleus and
You're already in there, though. Come on. She said it's all right. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be just fine. Get
If we're
whatever.
not in the scene, we will
No.
not be talking, please,
No.
folks.
she definitely wants to leave. She's gonna look at Seleus and I have to go. What I saw, I think they're gonna be killed. We have to go quickly.
We have to focus on what's going on right now. If we mess this up, we don't have to get what's in the cage, but we're in a tense situation as well. We have to get out carefully. If we are going to leave, we have to get out carefully.
Calamity looks at Seleus and goes, "Kid, we're Seleus. We can't help anybody who get killed, okay? And that is what you say you saw was. How do we get out there right now? It's all the way outside of town. we don't get this done right. What is there to come back to?"
Also, didn't Essie need an item to get to where they were?
If you would have seen what I saw, it was terrible. Can we do it? Can we do it quickly?
Let's do it quickly.
She's just gonna look back up at the rope that they have, like, that goes up to the skylight, and is there a guard up here?
I didn't see one. Actually, there was one. He looked just like this.
Alright, okay. This might be safe then. If they see this, they'll be tipped off to our presence here, but if we do it really quickly, let's go.
All right. He looks down at the cage with the big lock on it. Or would that's not in the office. That's below the office, right?
Yes, it's below the office. So what you have to do to get to it by walking, you'd walk down the stairs on this side. You'd have to go a bit through the maze. You're a good distance away from that table of guards. That being said, there's an unobstructed, you can see it from here, there's an unobstructed line of sight from where the table is and the door to that cage. It's not super well lit, but it's not dark either.
Okay.
Is there a way to get there that's not just, like, is there a shortcut, basically, like dropping down and jumping across the
You could
boxes?
You could drop down from where you're at onto the shelving that has the boxes and things, right, and stay up above the level of the guards. You could also drop down directly to the floor. Although it's 16 feet from where you're at, right? So it's a good high drop.
I have a patrol to continue. I could turn their heads in the other direction if you need.
Okay, how are we going to split up then?
You work on the cage. I'll distract the guards.
Lammy goes, I can wait here. Make sure nobody
Okay.
comes through the rope.
Do that.
All right, I'll go.
Right,
And I will.
Oh, go on.
I'm just gonna drop. I'm gonna drop down all the way to the ground and try to make my way so that I'm hidden. I feel like I'd be more visible on top of the crates, but yeah, I'm gonna drop down all the way to the ground.
Is
Okay,
there a
as-
light source near the cage?
Yeah, so it's not well lit over by the cage, so it's dim light in there. But there's lighting in the rafters not far from where the cage is. Kit, dropping down, roll me an acrobatics check. Land silently and safely.
29.
It was a 12, so yeah, you nailed it. So you land, you roll, you're up on your feet, and you're moving towards the thing. Saleus, you're going to continue this guy's patrol, basically?
Yeah. Yeah. And if I get closer to the guards thing, I'm going to start talking about, like, so what was that? Did you guys hear about the beast thing? What the hell was that thing? So I'm
Okay,
gonna
now
sort
you
out.
didn't hear this guy talk very much, so it's going to be very hard to do his
Oh, I didn't
voice.
hear him. I did hear him say,
He said a couple things. He didn't say
Yeah?
much.
"Can I glean? Do you want me to make a roll to see if I can
So
glean
here's
this guy's
what we're going to
accent?"
do. We're going to do a... You can go over and talk to them, and we're going to make it a deception check. That is beautiful, and I love everything about it. So we're going to see how much you remember about it as you go pretend to do his voice. So you want to walk over to the guards,
Basically, have them look at me.
yeah, and start a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Great. I love it. So roll me a deception check, please.
Okay, I'm using my inspiration.
Smart.
Oh, thank you. What do I have for the deception? +2. Ooh, yeah. Okay. 16.
Okay. You walk over to the guards, kind of continuing your patrol. As about the same time, Kit gets over to the cage. You start at the as you walk up. One of the guys looks at you, goes, God damn it, Letch! Took you forever. What are you doing? Fucking pissing up there?
Hey man, I thought I heard something. I was looking around. It was just a mouse. Did
It's over
you
here. Gives you a hard eye for a second. Go ahead.
did you guys hear what killed those guards the other night?
Of the people at the table, one of them was wearing like almost all plate armor. Like she's taken off her helmet, sitting beside her, and there's a big axe leaned up against the thing, and she goes, "Oh shit, yeah, I did. How'd you hear about it?"
Oh, I heard it from. We were in the tavern. Some folks were talking about it. It was terrible.
Yeah, and so we're gonna cut back to Essie, who's running through the woods. So this figure, looking a bit or a lot like Beatrice in her mutated form. Now you see her long, calloused hands, the additional joints in each finger, the long claws, that noose around her neck, now fully visible as the snake as it rears down. She's closing with you. So I need you to give me a spell or an ability or something to get yourself some space, or Beatrice is going to be able to take a swing at you with those nasty claws.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm just gonna.
Or you can just attack her if you'd like.
Is she close enough where I could touch her?
She's flying in. She's flying in, so when she gets into range, you'll be able to touch her. Or you
Okay.
can try and get some space so you don't take an attack, but you don't make an attack.
I don't necessarily have any spells that I think would help outside of Expeditious Retreat, which I already have up. And most of the things that could help are also concentration, and I don't want to lose that. So, is there... what I actually want to do is, if she is within... If she gets to be within 15 feet of me... No, actually, they already know. If she gets to be within 15 feet of me, I want to send a thunder wave pulse out. So as she gets close, I'm going to try to discharge that and send her back. So she has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. If she comes in, you're gonna blast her with Thunderwave.
That's what
If
I'm
it
gonna try to do.
works, I'm gonna count it effectively as one success in this little skills challenge we're running, and she's not gonna be able to target you. She's gonna get flung away. However, if she makes it, she's gonna come in and she's gonna swipe at you with her claws. All right, you like this bet? All right.
Go for it.
What's the
DC
save?
15.
Con save?
Constitution save. DC 15. She probably got a freaking giant constitution.
She flies in. Arms raised to get you. You reach up your hand, blast that wave of thunder off. It flings her out into the night as she goes careening off, smacks solidly into a tree,
She takes
and you continue running.
22 points of thunder damage. And I'm just booking it as fast as it's almost like, because it originates from, so it's like she's done it before where it like almost this arcane energy starts, like it starts at the base of her arm and just like periodically goes and like discharges, and then she's just gonna almost in the same movement just keep going.
You've cleared now the mist.
thank
You find
God.
yourself running out. You slide down a ravine, clear from the mist. You slide down a ravine. You land and you're moving, and you can hear now in the distance the barking, the yelping, the growling of the gnolls.
I'm going to immediately, like that dark energy is going to start wrapping around it, almost like on instinct. Something is trying to protect her, and that darkness is going to like creep down from her neck, and she's just going to disappear.
Nice.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast invisibility. I'm going to use my invisibility.
Nice.
I'm going to take a moment to just like resettle myself, and just
As you wait, you hear a crack, and you look over, and there is not far on a ridgeline. You see a pack of gnolls crest the ridge, and that lead one stands much larger than the others, wearing a necklace that looks like it's made up of trophies taken from victims, fingers, ears, and it stands up and it sniffs and it looks down the valley and it points at the gnolls on its left and it goes, and it points at the gnolls on its right and it goes, and it begins stepping down into the vale. At its side, an even larger gnoll. Both of them look like they're carrying things that are somewhere between a sword and a cleaver, just large, sharpened bits of metal, and they begin stalking down into the vale.
I'm going to be attempting to move away from them and away from the mist as slowly, like I am not even barely breathing at this point as I attempt to get away.
Roll me a stealth.
But instead of quick, I'm going very slow, so that's going to be at advantage because I'm invisible. 23.
23. Okay. Excuse me while I make a note on my little card.
I'm like, yeah.
You make it up to the far side of the ridge. The gnolls are down in the valley. You climb up and climb over. As you pull up onto the far side, you have to climb over like a little, maybe 3-foot little ridge. As you had to kind of go up this scrabbly, loose dirt hill, and you climb up over the far side. And as you do so, you disturb what looks to be a little nest of sleeping birds, and they take off into the air. You see that down in the valley, that larger gnoll. He points up and he screams something. He screams something out in a language that you don't understand, and some gnolls begin running up towards the ridge. And we're gonna rejoin you after this. I'm having a great time, folks. So
I'm glad one of us is... No, I'm kidding. I'm having a great time.
Kit and Seleus. Kit, you hear this interaction happening over there. You get over to the cage. There is an absolutely solid, fantastic lock on this thing. Like this cage has the highest quality lock you've seen. You've seen out there closing the cage.
So before I step out, I'm just gonna grab my key and pull it off of my neck and gonna look at it and then try to step over there, make sure they're not looking, and then pick this lock.
Okay, so here's the deal. 25 and up, it's gonna pop right open. 20 to 25, I'm gonna roll a dice to see how long it takes. 20 and under, it's not gonna get anywhere, and I'm gonna roll a dice to see how long it takes.
Okay, so just to confirm, I do get advantage on this, correct? And it's a +10. So, okay. All right. Okay. That's a 16 to 26.
Nice.
Lock. Deftly, you insert your magical key. You begin turning. You feel it moving on some of the gears, and you manipulate it in the way that you've learned to over your many years of the thing. It smoothly goes, pops open. Take the lock off. The cage can open. Roll me a stealth check to get it open without making any noise.
You got +10.
Sorry?
Muted.
Oh, yeah, you're muted.
36. I was so stealthy you couldn't even hear me say that.
That's a good roll right there. Okay, Seleus. As you say that, looks at you. She goes, "Fucking shit, man! You should have seen the Major. He was livid. I thought he was gonna kill the High Mage.
What do you think that was?
Well, I don't fucking know, but it was some pet of the High Mages.
Yeah.
I heard
that's
him.
what
I was guarding headquarters.
Really?
He brought her in there. I swear. I thought they were gonna fight right there. It looked like he was gonna kill her.
Yeah. Man, that'd be a fight I'd like to see, though. You know.
Holy shit! They scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Yeah. What the hell are
You
they
met
doing
Dan-
leaving
have you
their
seen
pets
Danettes?
around? I haven't. Never saw her.
Them, yeah. They're fucking weird. Like that.
Yeah.
But no, they didn't leave it around. She let it out, or they let it out on purpose.
What? Why would they
Yeah.
do that?
They said to Dan and Ann. They say, she said they're sitting there in the office. They're like, "Hey, listen, your soldiers, they can't fucking do shit. They can't find it. So I sent my pet after it, and some of your soldiers got in the way.
What?
They had the balls to go chew him out. Man, they each left. I swear, you gotta cut the tension between them. It was tense.
These mages, they don't give a shit about us, do they?
No, they fucking don't. Yeah, are you new?
Yeah, I've been here for only a month.
Yeah, no, I fucking know how long. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah. Hey, it's your
Hey, you
turn.
know what?
Deal.
Now, you
Yeah.
mentioned taking a piss. It's one thing I forgot to do. Yeah, I'll be right back. Give me a sec.
God damn it. This guy. And,
What? I was looking for something. What? You want me to be careful or you want me to take a piss? Like, come on.
alright.
Just give me a sec. I'll
go
get
back
in
to
on the
playing
next
cards.
one.
Kit, you sneak into the room. Here. You've got inside this little cage. You've got a number of bins seem to have artifacts in different places being processed. So since you've been in here, on the shelves, some of them are just boxes, look like they're packed and ready for shipping. In here, you see all kind of unboxed items. You see a few trays. Roll me an investigation check, please. Try it again with a lower stealth roll.
18.
18. There we go. So you see it looks like there's a couple different things where places are being sorted. There's some labeling on stuff. You can see like a shipping manifest like book, that looks like it's got some stuff related to that. And there's a crate there, stuffed with hay that seems to be loading down with artifacts, right? And this crate looks much more well fortified than the others. You see in the crate, near the top, just one sec. You see what looks like a small crystal ball, and at first you think it's black, and then you realize it's not. It's clear, and inside is like a black. It's not a solid black. It's like a mist. It seems to be swirling around as you touch it. It's cold. Like it's cold enough that as you touch it, your fingers begin to hurt. Like you can't hold this thing with your bare flesh. Like it is far too cold.
Well, seems like that's what we need. I'm gonna grab that. I'm assuming I have like a satchel or something I brought to like put a bunch of stuff in. So I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna put that in like an inside pocket, and then I'm just gonna start filling my satchel as quickly as possible with other items as much as possible in like a minute.
Rings, amulets, anything.
Yeah, a couple things in there. You see ornately carved like a bottle, like a glass bottle or a stone bottle, actually, now that you're looking at it, with intricate designs all over it and a waxed stopper at the top. It's fairly small. So you've got that. There's a small amulet, a little skull on it, and as you pick it up, you see the skull begins to move a little bit, and you can hear faint whispering coming from it.
Cursed objects.
You see a series of small crystals, 5 of them, each perfectly shaped with an interesting quartz color, and all identically shaped, sitting next to each other. There's a fairly large hourglass, there's a fairly large hourglass, and you can see an inkwell and a quill, all placed in there.
Okay, I'm gonna just put all of that into the bag. Is there any other things I can grab? Like,
There are some interesting looking artifacts. There's some interesting looking artifacts in there. There are some pieces of jewelry and other bits. But you stuff your bag and you're ready to go.
Those specific items that you mentioned, can I put those in like a separate bag? Like 2 bags, basically. One that I'm gonna keep and one that I'm gonna give to the dude.
Yes. Now, he was very clear that he wanted all the things in that box beyond the orb. But you do whatever you give him. You can tell me what you give him. That's no problem. But he wanted the things in the box.
I suppose he knows what's in the box because he knew what that other stuff was.
Mm-hmm. But grab
You didn't say anything about
else
the
is
other
not-
stuff in there.
That's it.
True. Okay, so I will separate the bags. Riches and whatever else I'll put into one bag, and then all the stuff in that box put into another bag. And then I'm just gonna like, that's it. I'm spending less, like 1 minute in here, and
Are
I'm
you
going out.
Are you going to keep any of the things that were in that box that you weren't supposed to keep? If we're not in the scene, we don't comment, folks.
I'm not looking for. I don't think that I would be thinking about that really at the moment.
No problem.
Like if he said that he wanted those things specifically, and he knew that the thing that
You
I
said
needed
whatever
was
else was in that box. Yeah.
I would assume that he knows what's in that box. So the whole point of me doing this mission is to not get screwed over by these people.
Professional.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna head out.
All right.
And I'm going to. Is the cage like see-through?
Yes, absolutely. It's clear. It's like bars, basically. So there's a cage. It just keeps people from getting in and out. Like it.
Right.
It is visible inside.
I'm just gonna say that things that heal grievous injuries are artifacts, you know, like gifts in the artifact form.
So the people are distracted right now. Like.
So you see Saleus begin to walk away from the guards at the table. So your time of distraction is almost over.
Yeah, I'm slipping out, and I'm gonna try to go back the way I came.
Yeah.
Try to
Give me
get
one more
back
stealth
up.
roll.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk right up to the office as well.
31.
Ooh.
All
I
right.
can't roll
All right.
like less than 21.
All right, folks, we're back on the catwalk and ready, I assume, to make y'all's exit. And we're going to rejoin you in a second. But right now, Essie. We go back to Essie. Essie, after that scene, a bunch of them came up rushing towards where you were. So you kind of made tracks. And you are now running through the woods. Invisible. But there's a number of folks out there. You hear another laughter from above, this time louder. You see that larger figure flying through the air, looking down, scanning intently on the ground. She's probably about 100 feet in front of you and moving in your direction. Behind you, you have the gnolls kind of chasing it, groups of them moving through the forest. What would you like to do?
So she's up in the air flying towards me. The gnolls are all around me. Does it seem like she's flying intently towards me or just in my general direction?
In your general direction.
Then I am going to, what I'd love to do is there a river or a creek or anything of that nature around, or that I've passed, or anything?
Yeah, roll me a survival check. So do I take it that you want to navigate your way towards
I
the
want to
river?
lose
Because
my.
there is a big
I'm
river.
gonna try to lose my scent. Like, I don't want the gnolls. I'm invisible, but I really just don't want them to be able to smell me. So I want to like stop the scent. And that's a 14 for my survival check. So not great.
14. A 14. So you do remember there's a river, and you have a general sense of the direction. So you run that way. And as you start running, you see that figure begin to kind of curve in your direction, almost as if she has some general sense of your location. That larger voice, and you see the gnolls begin to follow her, and you're running now through the brush, and you burst through a clearing. And you find yourself looking down at the very large river that is run through these woods.
I'm jumping.
Unfortunately, hold on, before you do so, you're now kind of caught out on this little part that runs through the river, and the river is actually fairly fairly strong here. You can see it's thinned a little bit and is running fast, and there's some rapids not far down below where you're going to jump in. And you are a solid 40 feet above. You look out, and then you look back, and some of the gnolls are coming through the brush. That large one and his companion, each with their cleavers, snarling, looking. You see that other witch clear the area above. You're now facing back with them and this river behind you. As you think about what to do,
No, I already have it. Okay.
we're actually going to find out next time.
No. Come on.
On Best Left Buried.
Oh my god.
Aw.
Why?
This is good. This is a good one.
Guys.
All right, I already have a
oof,
plan.
I'm so relieved. I can't tell you.
We're
Yeah,
not
well
out
done,
of the woods
Zagan.
yet, though.
Not out of the woods yet. No, not out of the woods at all. Okay,
Man.
folks. With that, want to take a second, say thank you again to everybody that took the time to watch. Hope you enjoyed it half as much as we did. This was a great time. We'll be here. We are here Saturdays from 1 to 4 Central Time every Saturday. You can join me for prep sessions, usually Wednesday from 7 to 8 Central. Love to talk to you more. And then don't forget, we got Discord, we got social media. If you like the show, feel free to put the thumbs up or the follow on Twitch. That helps a lot. The subscribe over on YouTube, all that stuff. And I think that's it. Y'all got anything? No? Eat
Can't
your
wait.
vegetables. Be nice to folks. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.